And gentlemen, let's get into it. Most of you know I'm Kimmy, also known as the Dark Lady. So, I want to talk about relationships and the proper way to go about it when you're trying to attract somebody. I'm not going to give you no um I'm going to be honest with you guys, but I'm not going to be brutally honest because if this message is for you, then you'll understand clearly what I'm saying. I'm not going to Kevin Samuels anybody, rest in peace to the brother. But I'm just going to give you a different approach, a different narrative on how to deal with people. Lesson number one. What we don't need to do is to focus on how toxic people are. We know that there are toxic women in relationships. We understand that there are toxic men in a relationship. However, when it comes to building up our nation, we don't need to tear each other down. Men don't need to tear down women. Women don't need to tear down men. But what we need to do is focus on building ourselves. That to make no say that know thyself. Because if you know yourself and you know your own patterns, and a lot of people have said, yo, like, I can't deal with you, you're toxic, woo woo, then you have to take self observance or self surveillance to see if it's actually you. Because when you go into universal law of metaphysics, for every action, there's a reaction. And the person that's toxic, they're not going to understand why a person is acting like this because some of them are not aware of their own behavior, their own patterns. So you shed light on that, the pattern of behavior that's causing the discord. And if they can't compute, then you just move on and work on yourself to attract the things that you want to come into your life. We are creators and we make our own. So if we keep ending up in toxic relationships, we need to ask ourselves, like, yo, what am I doing to keep receiving this type of energy with every different person? You attract what it is that you are, or the lesson that you need to work on. You will indeed attract that into your life. So understand that when working on yourselves, focus on the positive. This is what I need to work on. Write it down, jot it down, journalize it, and say, I need to work on this, or this is the progression I've made to change the way I behave in certain relationships, whether it be friendship or work relationship or, a love interest. If you want people to do right in your life, you have to do right by them. It's not a one-way door. You have to give in order to receive. And you have to be open to being a catalyst for change. That's the only way we can change in our relationships and in our lives. Like, we should get tired of complaining about the type of people that we don't want or that we don't like, because guess what? According to universal law, we're going to receive the very thing that we think about all the time. Niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't shit. Okay, well, you have to ask yourself at that point, if your mind is always saying niggas ain't shit, bitches ain't shit, then you can't complain because you attracting some ain't shit bitches and niggas. That's just the reality of things. You have to learn to create the environment, set the tone for what you want in your life. Y'all gotta pardon me. I took a shower and my legs look like I've been hopscotching in some flour. But at the end of the day, self-realization is key to building relationships. If you don't love yourself enough, you're not going to have the energy to love somebody else. You have to be the change that you want to see in this world. At the end of the day, a person needs to meet standards, beat standards, and get the fuck out of the way for somebody else who's willing to come all in with you and ride the ship. Because what's at the end of relationship? If you rowing your oar and that person rowing their oar, where y'all going? Forward. But if a person's not doing the work that you're doing, what are you going to do? You're going to keep going in circles. And then that's when you deem it toxic. You deem the pattern. um, you deem the pattern to the point where you're not getting anywhere in the ship, in your relationship. It is just that simple. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you in your 40s and you haven't settled down with somebody, it doesn't mean that you're leftovers. It means that you have a certain standard that a person coming into your life needs to meet up to, because you're not trying to repeat the same thing over and over again. Especially if you came out of a toxic relationship, allow yourself to heal. It's okay to be by yourself until you work on self. So when you come into another relationship, you ain't got to worry about being toxic. That way you got to worry about if the other person wearing a mask or not. And always wait till that mask fall off before you put a title on that thing, because we up here having situationships, being infatuated, not being in love, but being highly infatuated with people that we don't even have a future with, because we haven't allowed that mask to fall off. So you can see who that person really is, because 90% of people put on a facade and be like, oh, I'm this, I'm the best there is, and all that type of stuff. Well, actions say everything. Words don't say shit. If a person words and their actions don't matter, I mean, if it don't add up, then it don't matter. It really don't. Like my mom always told me, baby girl, a mouth can fix itself to say anything. And if especially if a man trying to get some ass, he gonna put on the charm. Especially if a woman trying to get some money, she won't put on the charm. But are you gonna put in the work to work on yourself to receive that what you want? That's all I have for now. Just chew on that little bit, for 7 minutes and let it digest. And, if you have any friends or relatives that's going through that, let them watch my video so they can know whether or not they should maintain a, um, a relationship with somebody, or if somebody should just be in your life, period. And also, don't set standards too high. If you know that you need to work on yourself, the way your body looks and whatever, you need to know what men attract what. I heard this lady say, I'm 5 feet, she's heavy set. She don't look like she combed her hair, but she want a man that works, that makes 200,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? It's like sometimes y'all gotta relax them standards and be able to say, well, this person has the potential. I can grow with them. They shouldn't have to make 100,000 a year. They have to be doing something, But 200,000, come on now, but you need to look like you got 200,000 to be talking about you trying to get you a man, or you have to have a man that makes 200,000. That's not realistic. That's just like a man saying that he got a whole cake as a beer belly, talking about he want a woman with some high boobs and a fat ass. Like, nah, poo. Like, unless she likes that type that don't work on themselves, don't go to the gym, then you might be lucky. But the average woman wants a man that take care of himself, groom himself, comb his hair, shave his beard, trim that thing up. You know what I'm saying? Like when you we say that we get dressed and clean up for ourselves, but you also do it for other people. No cap. Don't do that. You do it for other people, especially if you're out here looking for somebody to be in your life. The first thing they're going to do when they come to your house is see how you keep your kitchen, your bathroom, and your living room, because that's the common area. If you keep your bedroom a little junky, hey, it is what it is. I know a lot of people that do that. Sometimes I do. But at the same time, when you come in my house, you're going to know that it's clean. You know what I'm saying? You're going to smell something. Bleach, pine salt, fabuloso, whatever. You might even smell some food cooking, because that's what I do. I cooks for my men, for my children, for whoever want to eat. You hungry? But I'm going to let y'all go. Just keep that on your dial plate. We need to get out of the habit of bashing each other, due to our past experiences, because all men ain't bad, all women ain't bad. It's just a matter of what you need to work on to attract better. Vibrate on the frequency that you want to receive, because you're emitting frequency all the time. What goes up must come down. So within, so without. As above, so below. Where the mind goes, the body gonna follow. So if you're on some toxic shit, don't get mad if you in a toxic relationship or you got a crazy baby mama because you didn't look at her mindset, you didn't examine her character. You looking at the fact that she got some tig old bitties and a fat ass and she can make it clap. Once that ass dropping, them titties start hanging like beaver tails, then what? Are you still gonna love her past her physical appearance? Is it all about sex? What is the goal? Let us focus on that, and I will be back with another video on relationships. I already did one about the toxicity of relationships, like different red flags you should recognize. So just stay in tune. Peace and love. I love you guys. I'm out. That way.